Okay, so all of the factoring we've done, we've all had no leading coefficient here. And so when I factored this, my a times c was 1 times 9, which was 9, and my b is negative 6. So I want factors that multiply to a positive 9 but add to negative 6, which was negative 3 and negative 3. And so then what we did is we took this x and we just wrote x and x. And then I put negative 3 and negative 3. And this was my answer. But there's no leading coefficient here. But here, there is a leading coefficient on number 1. So we're going to do the same steps. I'm still going to take a times c. So 3 times 20 gives me 60. And my b is 16. So I want factors of 60 that add to 16. And that would be 10 and 6. These are both positive, and this is positive, so I'm going to use my positive factors. So just like here, when I wrote x and x, this time I'm going to write 3v and 3v. And then I'm going to put my factors. Plus 10, plus 10. Oh, plus 6, sorry. So if you look at the first, nothing in here reduces. But if you look here, I can divide both of these by 3. So this is going to stay the same. And this is just like reducing a fraction. I get v plus 2. And that's my answer. And the 3 doesn't go in front because it would have to come from both terms to be a greatest common factor. If it only comes from one, you're just reducing it, and so you just reduce the fraction, and you get v plus 2. So for number 2, my a times c, 7 times 8, gives me what does that give me? Is it 42? It gives me 126. I had to get a calculator. And negative 45. So I want factors of 126 that add to a negative 45. And my factors are 3 and 42. And this is negative. Both of them are negative. And this is positive. So these both have to be negative. So I'm going to write 7x and 7x. And then I'm going to write minus 3 and minus 42. And nothing can reduce in the first one, so I'm going to write 7x minus 3. But here I can reduce by 7, so 7x divided by 7 is x. 42 divided by 7 is 6. So there's your answer. So my next one, my a times c, 3 times 6 is 18, and my b is 11. So I want factors of 18 that will add to 11. So I want 9 and 2. They're both positive. So I'm going to write my 3r plus 9 and plus 2. Nothing reduces in the second one, but in the first one, I can reduce by 3. So I'm going to get r plus 3 times 3r plus 2, and that will be your answer. On number 4, my a times c is 5 times 9, which is 45, and my b is 18. So I want factors of 45 that add to 18, which will be 15 and 3. So then you write your 5x. So here, I can reduce by 5, and here nothing reduces. So that's your answer. So problem number 5, if I take A times C, I'm going to get negative 120, and my B is 14. So I want factors of 120 that will add to 14. So if I do 20 and 6, I want a positive 14, so I'm going to have a negative 6, because 20 times a negative 6 gives me minus 120. 20 minus 6 gives me 14. So I'm going to write 5n and 5n, and then plus 20 and minus 6. So in the first one, I can reduce by 5, and in the second one, I can reduce by 5n minus 6. Okay, so go ahead and finish the worksheet that I left for you. Behave and do not miss me too much. And I'll see you all on Monday.